Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Gold Rush. Today we are hoping to make use of our new road that we have built. We've built our road all the way through there and comes out all the way over there. So I'm kind of hoping that we can make use of it. Now how much use we can make of it, I'm not entirely sure just yet. But before I do that, there is one thing I would like to do. Just going to lift that one up like that. I don't like this bucket. I don't like... That's probably the one thing that annoys me about this wheel loader more than anything else, is the way the bucket does that. See? See the way that it's tipping over continuously? It doesn't like to do anything at all. It's literally just like that the whole time. So, yeah, we're just going to take this wheel loader, and I'm going to bring it up over here, because this is something that I've wanted to do for a little while. And... yes! There we go. Right, so we've taken care of the wheel loader. Just switch that engine off. Somebody did suggest that I should sell the wheel loader. Maybe I should, but I do actually have an employee who's currently using it. And, you know, he can carry on using it from in there. And we're just going to ignore it. So, yeah, we may come along and we may shovel it out of there a bit later on in... probably not this episode, but, yeah, we'll come and shuffle it out a bit later on. What I'd like to do over here... Now, I was saying that I wanted to build a ramp down here and so that we can get the dumper down onto this nice, flat, level piece that we've got down here. However, I am aware that I've spent several episodes now doing the same task. We have just been working on this road. So, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to do a little bit with the bulldozer to start with. We're going to take this bad boy out of here, and we're going to just come right out of camp. There we go, that's better. Start it up. Yeah, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to just make a slightly wider area up there, up at that end, so that we can get the dump truck up there and we can get it turned around. And then once we're able to do that, what I'd like to do then is I'm thinking I'm going to actually bring the... Actually, I'll tell you what, let's just lower the blade right now. If I lower that right down as low as I can go, and then I don't hold it down, I should be able to just run in alongside the edge of the bank along there and start pushing the material over this way. So what I've essentially done is I've built myself a slight area that is going to be big enough to be able to turn around. Can I push forward any further? That's about as far as I can go. Now if I lift the blade up again, we'll back straight up, and I'll just clear that sort of little hump there that we've left behind and do another run up through. And as long as I've got an area that's just big enough to be able to turn the wheel loader round, not the wheel loader, turn the dump truck round, we can then bring the excavator over and we'll be able to use that one from here. So we don't actually need to make a lower area. We can just sort of use this platform up here that we've already got. Just shove that up into there like that. Lift that blade up out the way, and I'm also going to just shove some of this back this way, and I'm hoping then that is going to be enough room. So lower that down there, go racing forwards into this, and I'm just going to push it up as far as I can. That's literally as far as I can right there, and go into the bank right here, do the same there. And then a little bit going that way. It's going to end up putting a bit towards that wheel loader in its pit at the moment. It's a new home that it's going to stay in. Hang its head in shame for failing us. With its bucket not working properly. Okay, yeah, I'm going a little bit too far with that, aren't I? I really am. So we just shove that one forward into there, and then if I've got a little bit more there that I can just take into that point, I think. Is it going to let me do it? Sort of. Yeah, it's about as far as it's going to let me go there. And then we've got this lower ramp right here. And I straighten up a little bit. We should be able to push some in there. That's actually going to push over and into the pit, I think. Just a bit. There we go. It's actually starting to push it in underneath where the wheel loader is sat. And if I come over this way and just push that through. There we go. Straighten up that little bit. Right, this is starting to look a little bit better now. We've got somewhere that we'll be able to come in, and we should be able to do a full turn with our dumper. And if we can do a full turn with the dumper, I'm thinking that we could sort of sit the excavator back on the corner where it was previously, and we can dig down as low as we can reach, and the dumper is still quite low, so it's actually going to be fairly easy to load up as well. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, I think, with this particular way that we've got it panned out. And if I can shove that forward in there, it's kind of, I'm still not really sure if it's deleting any dirt at all, or if it's just sort of moving it around but over a further distance than I can actually currently see. I think it's just moving it. I am fairly certain now that it is just moving it. It's not actually deleting it. But I mean, like some people have said, it's not really going to make much difference if it is deleting it. We got so much dirt here on this claim, and this particular area that we're working on is going to be about the last bit that we do anything to. It's going to be the last bit that we end up digging away because of the... we're going to want to use the road. We're going to keep the road, and we'll be doing other stuff, won't we? So let me just come back over here, and I'm going to take a little bit more off of that corner there, if I can. Why is it stopping? It stopped completely. Why are you stopping dead? Don't stop. Keep moving. There we go. And we can shove that in through there. So the update that they have just done with the game, they have removed the gold cheat. That is now gone. And in its place, they have put something else in. So it looks like that what the idea of the update is, the gold cheat is kind of there so that you can skip. It's basically sandbox mode. That's what the gold cheat is. It's just giving you sandbox mode, so you don't have to play through the game and build up from, doing a load of shovel work if you don't want to. And so they haven't removed sandbox mode, all they've done is altered it. So they've removed the gold cheat, the console command has now been removed, but in its place what they have done is they have put this in. If we go into settings, you go into a game on there, and you look here, so we've got language, we can change, head bobbing, autosave every 6 hours, everything costs $1, and so you've got this everything costs $1 thing. And you can put that one on, and then you can go and buy everything that you want for a single dollar. So you can go and get a load of buckets and pumps and everything else. You start off with like $100 when you start playing the game, so it's not going to take you very long to get set up nicely with a full sandbox mode game with everything costing $1. So I really, really do like the fact that they've done that, and they have kept the sandbox mode in there. The reason I would guess that they have changed it like that is so that you don't have to do it with the console command. And because you don't have to do it with the console command, when it actually comes out to console players, next year I believe is when it's coming out to console players, you won't need that console command in order to be able to access sandbox mode. You will just be able to go into the options, switch it to everything costs $1, and then you've got your sandbox mode. And so I would say that is just basically is laying the groundwork down, ready for expansion out to console players next year. So I'm quite pleased to see that in there. It means that they are planning for quite a long way into the future. It's not something, this game isn't something that's just going to be dropped now that they've gotten everybody to buy it once. Nope, it definitely looks like they are laying in the groundwork ready for consoles as early as they possibly can. Now I'm just going to lift that one up. I think we've done enough here for now. If I just back over there like that, and then I can drop the blade. I'm actually going to just make this little piece here a bit wider, I think, just so that I can go through there. I can push the dozer can go all the way in through. We go right up like that. But it's also going to give me a little bit of extra space should I need it. So if I get to there, I think, and stop. Right. That one is now done. We've done our road. We've got our whole area here. And I've got enough room that I should be able to spin round with the dump truck as well. And I'm thinking it will come over here. The dump truck can sort of back right up to there. The excavator can go up there, and it can reach round. So the little bit of work that we did down there might end up just being for nothing. That's fine. We can live with that. So the next task is to get the excavator back over to the side. Can I climb up the side here? I can't even climb up the bank here. It's quite steep. So I want to get into this big excavator, and we're going to move it back round to the other side so that we can start work on loading up the dump truck. I'm going to try and do 1 or 2 loads with the dump truck today, and then I would also like to today clean the mats and stuff so that we can have a little bit of gold extraction. Although I'm thinking it might be better if we don't do the actual mats. What we might do is just take the 2 buckets from underneath and just do a very, very quick wash out with those. I know I was talking about doing a weekly wash, and I think that is an excellent idea. I love the idea of doing a weekly wash. It's just that we may not have time to do a full weekly wash this week. We'll see. Maybe I will. I might still yet be able to do that. So let me just bring this one over here and spin it round so that I'm driving in the right direction. I'll get this excavator over and in the right place, and then we can come back and we can get the dump truck moving. And now we come to the ultimate test of our road building abilities. We drive the truck over it, and it's perfect. It's everything we could have wanted in a road. It's smooth, it's level, it's fantastic. It works. That's the most important part, is that it actually works, and it works well. We do have a little bit of slide on here, but that's nothing to do with the road. That is more to the fact that these tyres on this dump truck are worn right down to racing slicks, and yeah, that's probably not the best. We could probably do with some new ones, really. But anyway, we're going to move this one back up here. I'm going to back it up as far as I can. And now that we've got the bulldozer here, it's actually going to be really, really good. Because what we'll be able to do is whenever the ground is starting, like we're accumulating a huge amount of material on the ground there, we'll be able to bring the bulldozer over and just quickly scoot it out level over the bit down there. And then we can keep going. So hopefully this is going to work well. Thinking if I can sort of zoom like that. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's go to the bucket view. I quite like the bucket view. And if I have it like that, is that going to be about right? Let's try it. Excavator digging. Let's bring it over here. And we're away. Our first dig for the new road. So we'll bring this one over and we'll get this dumper loaded up nice and quickly. I do miss that slight bug that we had where we had it was like 4 bucketfuls to fill the dumper. That would be great. I'm really, really hoping that they do bring in bigger excavators. If we could have a bigger excavator here, we could keep the dumper the same size and just have an excavator that will fill the dumper with 4 loads instead of 8 or 9. That would be quite realistic, quite believable. That's the sort of thing that is used on a regular basis anyway. It definitely could happen. Even just a bigger bucket, just for the excavator, just a bigger bucket that would make life a little bit easier for everybody involved. So let's just scoop up another little bit down there. You do have to be careful that you don't spill out when you're getting that first twist on the bucket. Unload that lot there. It's just that when you're at full extension, it fills the bucket while it's still pointing down into the ground like that, and then you can't turn it and roll it under until you've lifted it up out of the ground a little bit. It's quite easy to spill a load out of the bucket then. You don't really want to do that if you can help it. It ends up that you've just got to do more bucketfuls. But we can live with that. It's just a minor detail. So let's just reach right out down there and grab what we can. There we go. And I think this is actually really well positioned. We will find out later on when, once we've filled up a couple of loads and it's starting to get a little bit rough underfoot, how easy it'll be to just roll the bulldozer out of its little hidey hole over there on the side and just smooth it back down again so that the excavator can just keep digging away. How much we can get and push over with the bulldozer, I'm not really sure. There was a bug, I think, that the bulldozer pushing material over ended up that material then didn't have very much gold in it. But they have now added in different parts of the claim giving different amounts of gold. So we could be getting next to nothing from this particular little dig here, and then over underneath the bulldozer there could be the actual mother load in there. That's where the serious quantities of gold could be, underneath that bit there. So if I go sideways twice, 3 times, the problem with this sideways thing is that you've got to wait a long time for it to load in the next vehicle each time you do it. It's not a major issue, but it does sort of make it a bit slow, and so I think that there is a little bit of room for improvement there. So our road is great, my driving not so much, but we can overcome that little obstacle. We come straight down through here, and that is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. all of our work has paid off. We've got a nice straight run, straight through from the dig site up here to the unload point. So all we need now is bigger excavators and bigger dumpers to speed this whole process up even more. I'm just going to lift that one up. I'm going to tip one load in here, and then we'll go and get another load, and we'll bring that one back, and then we can put everything running. After we've put it all running, we can then tip the second load and start getting the gold. What are we doing? We've got to, I reckon we can do at least 3 loads with the dump. We'll do 3 loads with the dumper, and then we'll see about emptying out the wash plant. Whether we wash the mats off or not, I'm not quite sure. We probably will. I think we've got enough time to do. We've got enough time to do a proper full wash, so we can wash everything down, get all of the gold out, and then add it to our total. We're not concerned in the slightest about money at the moment. We don't need to be doing any mad dashes to the bank just yet. Maybe we will at some point, but we don't need to worry about that at the moment. So let me just back up here so that we're back in the right place. There is a slight dip just there, but I think once we've done like a little bit of this, we'll then be able to use the bulldozer to level all that off nicely. So I'll just shut that one off a second, and I don't want to go to the bulldozer. I want to go that one, and then it goes wheel loader, and then it goes to the big excavator. That's what we want. So let me just zoom that out a little bit, and we'll go on there. Start this one up, and we'll get our second load of the day into the wash plant. Let's scoop that one up, and excellent. So we're in. This is actually quite a nice position for this. It's a good height for the dumper. Definitely a good height for the dumper, because it just makes it a little bit easier when you're emptying out, because you pick the thing up, and we're not really high up in the air, so you haven't got to like drop it back down again a long way in order to put it into the machine. Plus we get a good reach with the excavator as well. We've got a lot of ground that we can dig up here, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to push some of that up in later on with the bulldozer, like shove a bit more up to reach the excavator. I don't know how well that is going to work. What I particularly like to see in this game is conveyor belts. I'd like to put down some conveyor belts so that I could have a central tipping point. So I could load this one up, and right sort of here where the bucket is now is where the central tipping point would be, and then I'd have you can have some bigger excavators. We definitely want bigger excavators, but even if we didn't, you work out on the edges, and you use the excavator to load the conveyor belts, and that runs it into a central tipping point, and that central tipping point just gets in a bigger and bigger and bigger heap. And then you've got another excavator that can be sat over here at the central loading point, and it doesn't actually need to move at all. It can just stay here and load. You could even do it that you had a stationary crane where the spoil heap was, and the stationary crane is the bit that loads the dump trucks, and then the excavators, they go out round and they load the conveyor belts, which are bringing the material back into the central point. I've seen it being done in some videos. I don't know how common that kind of setup is, though. I would guess probably not very common. I have not seen very much being done like that. Most of the videos I've seen are literally like this. It's excavator and dumpers, and that's how they work. So the whole central loading point and central tipping point for like conveyor belts and stuff, I would guess it's not very common. Anybody that has experience with mining, with quarry work, that sort of thing, have you seen such a thing? Have you even heard of such a thing? Is it like this video that I seen, or I don't know if it was just one. It may have even just been one video. Is that like something that's really, really unusual and you've not even heard of it? It's that unusual, or is it something that is actually fairly common and is done on a quite a regular basis in the mining and quarrying world? Very much like to hear people's thoughts on that. See whether I've actually got this right, or if I'm completely barking up the wrong tree and there is nothing to it. It's like a unique one-off approach that someone's tried, and you don't think that it would be particularly efficient anyway. Give me your views, because I don't know very much about this kind of industry. I only know sort of what I've seen from videos of various machinery working and what I've been picking up from this and what people have been telling me. So I don't know if something like that could work. I mean, would that be like an efficient way of doing it if you've got a a central like loading unloading point, and then you have a set of conveyors that are like bringing the material into that point, and then you're loading from the central point onto dumpers to take it away from there. How would that work out? Would that be good? Do you think it could be like really efficient and be a good use of like time and energy and resources and so on, or do you think that is just a terrible idea and you're moving it twice without actually needing to? Because I'm very well aware that by loading it onto a conveyor belt and then shuffling it over to a central loading point and tipping it out and then picking it back up again with another excavator and loading it onto your dumpers, you're moving it twice, and moving it twice is not something you want to do. Double handling material, I can appreciate that's a really bad thing. This double handling is not what you want to do. But on the other hand, if you've got like a stationary larger crane that is in the loading point, and you've got the smaller ones that can sort of move around, you don't have to have a road in and out for your dumpers, because you just got to be able to access a conveyor belt. How portable a conveyor belt would be, I don't know, but that would then put it into a big loading area. You can bring bigger dumpers into a central loading area because you've got like a dedicated road that can come in, and you can load those big dumpers up quickly and get them out. So I can sort of see arguments on both sides of this one. Whether it would work, I've no idea. So please, anybody that has experience with the industry, let me know. Is this a completely ridiculous idea, or do you think it would actually work? I'm pretty sure it is actually only one video that I've seen with this in, and so I've no idea. I don't have anything else to compare it to. What are your thoughts? Is this right? Is this wrong? Is it, complete idiocy? It's got to be something in it, but I'm not quite sure what. Anyway, let's get one more load, and then once we've done this one load, we can hopefully clean out a little bit of the gold and make a big pile of money. Well, we're not going to make a pile of money today. I'm thinking that we're actually, because we're up to almost 90 ounces of gold, plus we have our cleanup for today, and we've got like $80,000 still, so we've got plenty of cash. We're definitely not strapped for cash at the moment. We could be approaching the point where we can make our 300-ounce bar of gold that I said right from the start that we would try to do. We'd make a 300-ounce bar of gold because we added in 300 ounces of gold, and some of you didn't like that. So we did add in the 300 ounces of gold. So it should be time soon to make our 300-ounce bar of gold coffee mat, so that we can just sit that in the tent and rest our coffee on it and never actually sell it. We might be able to do that soon. We never know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see what this next dig sort of turns up. I mean, the workers at the moment are producing a huge amount of material, a huge amount of gold, and I was seriously considering activating the everything costs $1 mode and buying machinery for all of the other claims and just like dumping the machinery there, not actually setting anything up on the other claims. This is the claim that we'll play on for now because it's much closer to town, so it's easier. But yeah, we could sort of do that with the other claims. I could take some more hog pans out to, maybe take hog pans to the Pine Cove, is it? Pine something. Pine Valley. Take more hog pans over to that one and get some stuff. I mean, we did lose our pickup last time we went up to Pine Valley. It just kind of vanished into the ground, and so we've got a pile of things sat near the entranceway to that particular claim. So we could always move those around as well. No, I want to go back that way. There we go. But yeah, if we do the buy everything for $1, we could then like treble the size of our workforce, which is really going to bump up the amount of gold that we're earning. But what I'm guessing that quite a few of you are not going to like the idea of me buying a fleet of excavators for $1 a piece. Not unless we can get construction mechanic simulator going first, so that we can switch over to that game and we can buy a load of derelict excavators and then get them back up to good condition, and then once they're in good condition we can come back over to this game and we've got our fleet of excavators because we've already gone and played the other game and fitted them up. That could be a way around it. However, there is no construction mechanic simulator game currently out there, so we might have to wait a little while for that one, unfortunately. But I think that would actually be really cool. If we could, maybe they could just add that into this game. We could get a proper construction mechanic simulator game going right here inside this game so that you could go and... Because there are some old machines lying around. There is various old excavators and stuff kicking around in the ditches and just rusting away in the hedges. If we could get some of those and like take them out and open a workshop right in town and start repairing some of those old machines, and then we can either sell them or we can use them on the claim. I think that would be absolutely brilliant fun. That would be such an awesome expansion to add into this game. It would add a lot more realism and, well, I don't know about realism. I don't know how many people would actually bother with trying to repair an ancient old clapped out excavator, or if they would just go and buy a new one. I think it would be quite prohibitively expensive, to be fair. I think that would be the main drawback to this idea that I've got, is the cost of actually repairing an excavator from the ground up would be quite severe. There would be a huge money barrier, to the point where it would probably actually be cheaper just to buy a new one. I don't know. I mean, if the actual structure of the machine itself was in reasonable condition, you could do a little bit of welding work on it, and it's literally just the engine that you've got to sort of work on. And maybe, I mean, the hydraulic pump is always, in an excavator, the hydraulic pump is probably the most expensive part on the whole machine. So if your hydraulic pump is in a bad way, you've either got to try and repair the thing yourself, or you've got to get a new one. That would be seriously expensive. But other than having to do the hydraulic pump, the rest of it, I think it could actually work, so long as the main body of the excavator itself is in pretty good nick. I think we could be onto something here. Okay, developers, if you happen to be watching this video, either now or in the future, and you're struggling to think of something to add into the game, construction mechanic simulator. We want that incorporated into this game. That's my suggestion for the future. Let me just switch this one off. Right. I can't get down. I'm stuck. Nope. It's okay. We're free. Right, that's down to 50%. So I need now... I've got those set up on there, and those are set up on there. That needs a blue cable coming in. So I literally just need to wait for these to finish processing, and then once they have finished processing, we can then move a couple pipes around, and we're good to go on that bit down there. I tell you what, I'm just going to wait for that 35% to get down to 0%, and then we can switch those off, move things around, and extract gold. What are we on, actually? 60... It's about 60% at the moment. I reckon it's getting about 65% max, and then it will stop. That's now empty, so I can run down here, and I can switch that one off a moment. Take that cable there. Actually, no, I don't want that end of the cable. I want this one over here, I think. Don't I? No, let's get this one. It's easier to reach. Grab that one there, and we bring it over, and we drop it. Come here. Let me have you. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on there. Let's just coil it in a little bit. There we go. We can put that one on there, and then I can run up here. I'm going to leave that one just running a second. Is it finished? I think it's finished. There's nothing else coming out of it, so let's switch this one off here. I'll bring that one over, and I'll coil up this pipe. Going to run that one back over here like this, and stick it on there. So those are ready to go. Actually, I will just switch this pump off so that we don't waste too much fuel, because fuel is rather expensive, and it does use up quite a bit of fuel. So we want to leap down here, and we have got 20 and 30% in the buckets, and then those are 64%. We put 3... We were at like 41, 42% on those, I think. And we're now only on 60%. So it would appear that where we're digging over there, we really don't have very much in the way of pay dirt. But we do have these two buckets here, so I'm just going to take that one, and I'm going to run this one up. Just a second. And we're going to drop this one down next to magnetite separator. It's the only one that you need to put through as well. It's this one and the other one. If I grab one of those and bring that one back down, that one can go underneath. Actually, I've got loads of buckets spare anyway to go underneath. Don't need to worry about those. What I do need is some more with water in. I'm going to have to bring... I'll go and get a few of those. There's no easy way to fill buckets of water. You've actually got to run quite a long distance in order to be able to do that, which is a little bit of a shame. We don't need any more today, though. Right now, we are good to go for that. So let me just grab that bucket there and plonk it under there like that. We've got 2 buckets of water right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I normally do with this. Run up here, and I'm going to place the buckets up here. Like that. That's nice and easy then. I'll grab one of those and drop it down here so it's out the way. And then we can leap back up on top. Come over through here. And we start taking the mats and dipping them in the bucket. So you can only dip once with these, because if you try to do it twice, it just says, nope, you can't do it, there's no gold. Please try again later. And we need to grab that one, but we've got to be careful, remember, when you're up here picking them out like this, it's very easy for them to get stuck in underneath, and we don't really want them to do that, because then you've got to climb down and you've got to climb underneath the machine, and you get them out that way. There, see, it's already doing it. If I put it back, could try reaching, there we go. Reach near the top. I thought it was at the bottom. It's reach near the top of it, and it does seem to work. So we can reach that one out. I think you can do 4 of these per bucket. Come up a little bit further, detach. Ooh, that's not going to do it. Nope, that's not going to do it. It doesn't like this at all, does it? Over to the side. Let's try it over to the side then. There's the last one, and the other 2 we can't do in this bucket. We've got to do them in the next bucket, I think. We'll soon find out. Let me pick that one. Nope, not going to let me. Nope, still not going to let me. No, it's absolutely not. Oh, there we go. We got it at last. It doesn't like this, does it? Nope, it's not going to let me do that either. So we'll jump down here and we'll just do this one very quickly. My timer going off to say that we're almost out of time. We've got time to do this. I know that we've got time to do this. It's not going to take very much longer. And if I can grab that one there. Nope, that's not going to do it. I've let go of it altogether now. It's dropped in underneath. There we go. Come here. Can I get you? I've reached you. There, excellent. Okay, so we can drop that one in there and just give it a quick rinse. You can see the difference in the water, how clean the water is compared to the 2 up the top. So let me just leap down through here and grab the mesh. Now, I've looked and looked and looked through the notes. When you've got the grills over the top, these do not leak gold, or they shouldn't. If it's leaking gold, it's a bug. It's not supposed to leak gold at all. You can leave the water running on it all day, and the mats won't lower in percentage, or they're not supposed to. If you take the grill off of the mats, then they will start leaking gold. You'll start losing gold on at quite a... I think it's a fairly steady rate. They have tweaked it down a little bit compared to what it was, but you do actually lose gold if the grills are off. But it's only if the grills are off and you've got the water flowing. So we don't need to worry about that, because we only leave the water running when we've got the grills all in place, and we turn the water off when we come to do the next step. So let me drop that one down there, and we've got these buckets here. I'm going to get a clean bucket and put it underneath. Then we can turn on... Actually, I want to turn that one on over there, don't I? Turn that one on. Turn on this one here. And... Right. Oh, the conveyor thing is running. Well, we don't need to worry about that. It's these here that we've got running. I can start that one. And I'm also going to start this one over here as well. Put that one shaking. And what's the water situation on this one? Why won't it let me change the water? I've got nothing to use on it. Well, water's coming out. It's saying that there's water on there, but I can't actually get to the switch to turn it on or off. Is that a bug? I have no idea. Oh well, we're not too concerned. So we got 15% dirt in this one already. That was from our last little clean out. So let's just dump that lot in there and put the bucket down. That's gone through, so we're on 27% on there, and then 18% on the magnetite, and then we drop that one in as well, and we're up to 45%. So we've got quite a bit in that bucket. I'm going to come around and switch that one off, and I'll grab the gold bucket. I'm not worried about the others. So this gold bucket here, this should be the one that gives us the most gold. These 2 here won't give us nearly as much. So I'm going to try dropping in the smallest one, just see if we make any real difference to the gold. Yes, you can see the gold going up. It is climbing, so we do have some in here. I don't think this is going to be a spectacular clean to finish up the week, but I don't think it's too bad. I mean, I think we've done, overall this week, I think we've done pretty good. I'm quite pleased with the work that we've done this week. We've managed to build all of our road all the way through. That is looking really fantastic now. I'm just going to go quickly over here and take a look while that one's processing. There's more gold going through that one. But yeah, we've got our cutting all the way through, and we've now got it all set up so that one is digging. And we've also buried the wheel loader, which is just something that pleases me personally. I'm quite happy about that. I really am. I really don't know why I don't like that thing so much. It's mostly, I think, because of the way that it's the handling is poor and the bucket keeps tilting over. Anyway, let's tip this one. This should be the one that gives us... Whoa! See that? See it flying up? That is fantastic. There was like 10 ounces of gold in that bucket. That bucket was half full. and there was at least 10 ounces of gold in there. That is brilliant. So we've got 109 ounces, almost 110 ounces of gold now, and we're still going strong. So let me just run into the tent. We should have quite a few people that are ready to come and work for us. We can see who we've got. We've got 6 new waiting. These are 60% and 40s. There's got a couple. We've got a few 30% in there. I got 2 unassigned, and those are the ones that would have been assigned to the other hog pan. Oh, bulldozer. Have I not got anyone on the bulldozer? All right, we'll assign you to the bulldozer. You're on a 56%. You're pretty good. Oh, 59%. And Rivertown, I don't think, has got anything. Nope. But Old Arnold has got a hog pan pump. So we can put him on that one. Let me go into the 6 new. What do we got in here? We've got a 50, a 59, a 43, 68. Right, I think that we'll go for anything above 60 is the ones that we will hire from this point on. So I'll take that one. And if I go to anything below 40 to start with, there are a couple of 30%ers in here. So this one here, we can fire that guy. Get rid of you. Oh, I should have gotten rid of that one. That would have been better. So that was Rivertown. That guy can go to. So we want this one here at 68%. He can go to Rivertown, and he can go on the hog pan pump. Although I'm actually thinking at 68%, he deserves to go to the Old Arnold parcel. So let me find the dude that I just put on the bulldozer. He is going to go to... Not Old Arnold. He's going to go to Rivertown. He's going to go on that pump there. I'm going to assign him. And then this dude at the back here, he can now go to Old Arnold, and he can go on the bulldozer. We'll assign him on the bulldozer. There we go. Now everybody's happy. And I do have 1 hog pan, no pump or something left in Rivertown. I'm not actually going to assign that one. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Is there someone there that wasn't assigned? Nope. Everybody's assigned. So we can come out of here and shut down. Right. I don't know if that's going up faster. It's a job to tell if it's actually going faster or not anymore. But 110 ounces of gold we're up to. I think that's pretty sweet. So in next week's episode, I'm not actually sure what we're going to do at the moment. So give me some suggestions of things that you'd like to see me trying in the next episode. Because, you know, I don't really want to spend the entire week just digging. So, that, you know, what would you like to see me try to do? Do you want to see me do the $1 mode and then get equipment for all of the other claims? Or is that something you don't really want me to do? And, you know, any other suggestions of different things you'd like me to try? But, ooh, hang on. Get that one off of there. There we go. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the episode, please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.